The general line of the NRM is not to tax production. That's our general strategy. That's why we don't encourage so much taxing production. Instead, we tax consumption. For instance, when a beer factory produces beer, I know very well that Ugandans like beer. So very soon in the evening, they will voluntarily themselves, without anybody sending them, go and start buying beer, and on each bottle of beer, there is a tax. But they pay it happily, midnight. So why do you have to have struggles with the people who have got easy ways of how they can be taxed? So therefore, this taxing of production points, even this that fish from South Sudan, if it is like a raw material, because I know that raw materials, according to the East African Customs Union, are supposed to pay zero tax. So if the fish from South Sudan, because it's not processed, because there are three bands of taxation. There's raw material, intermediate product, and then finished good. With the raw material, with East African Customs, it is zero tax. If something is a raw material for a local industry. If it is intermediate, like for instance, if it is like industrial sugar, already processed, because industrial sugar is already processed from sugar cane to ordinary sugar, and from ordinary sugar to industrial grade sugar. So we call that an intermediate product. That one, according to East African Customs, should pay 10%. And then finished products, that's the one which pays 25% or more. So these ones who put taxes, what logic do they follow? Like for instance, that on fish. I have never had people discussing this. Or the fish coming from South Sudan to be used by our women here. I don't know what they do, whether they roast or dry or what, and then re-export. So, but the crucial point is to remember the other point of strategy of not taxing production, encouraging production, and taxing only consumption. And the reason we tax consumption is that, first of all, it's not damaging so much. And normally we tax items, if you remember your old economics of the schools, which have got what we call inelastic demand. Meaning even if you tax it, people will still continue buying it. That's how you get things like beer. People are addicted. They just go, you add, they buy, you add, they buy. So and they buy voluntarily. With the happy, very happy also. Midnight, they are talking, laughing, and they are paying tax. So you find that items like beer, cigarettes, somebody is burning his lungs voluntarily and happily, and in spite of the advice of the doctors, he continues. So these are the things we tax. We tax perfumes, our grandchildren, our granddaughters. Why don't you use soap and finish? I want to add something. Okay, if you want to add, okay, pay some tax, please. So really, this should be this is the strategy of the NRM. We have told you so many times. Even when we give these investors tax holiday, this is the logic. What is the point of frightening a beer maker from coming into Uganda by taxing him as he's coming in, or making him pay rent for the land? That's why I abolished the money for Namanve, the ground rent. No, let him put the factory, because now you are not getting anything. You are not getting any tax. Let him put the factory, let him produce the beer will earn us the taxes. This is really the logic. I don't know who, all these fellows, they continue doing their own things.